Buenos dias y bienvenido to the beautiful Los Establos Polo Grounds here in Cap Cana outside Punta Cana, Dominican Republic. It's day 3 of the 2023 Pan American Ultimate Championships, the World Flying Disc Federation's last and largest event on its 2023 calendar. Right now we've got a mixed pre-quarterfinal matchup between Hammers Ultimate Buenos Aires from Argentina and TT hailing from Vancouver, Canada. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. Ian Toner, privileged to be joined by Comunidad Al Oso coach Malika Anderson. Malika, so wonderful to have you with us. What are your expectations as we look ahead to this mixed pre-quarterfinal?
Well, gracias por todos, Ian. I'm really excited to be here. I think it's going to be a good game. I think whichever team can really use the wind to their advantage will be really helpful. If defense, they can use the wind to push it downfield. On offense, whatever team can really come down with those less than perfect throws is going to come out on top.
You've been coaching in this wind all weekend long, and I think it's safe to say that right now this afternoon it's perhaps as intense as it's ever been at this complex so far.
Yes, the wind has picked up more and more with every round. Coaching in it has been actually really great because I think we use it to our advantage really well. Comunidad El Oso was really good on defense about forcing the other teams to throw it downwind, out the back, using the wind to our advantage there. And offensively, we made sure to keep the disc on the high side, on the upwind side of the field.
So as we look at the field orientation in front of us, we've got TT huddling up here on screen. The Hammers Ultimate squad from Buenos Aires has broken huddle and is set to get the game started as well. But on this particular field, it feels relatively crosswind with maybe a slight diagonal, right?
Definitely, yeah. And I think Hammers were really good in warm-ups about using the whole width of the field, but I also really like how TT during warm-ups threw in every direction. They were really emphasizing completions during warm-up, throwing in every direction, and throwing to the cuts right after the change of direction. I'm really excited to see this game and see who really works well in the wind.
Take a look at what's going on here in Cap Cana. Again, we are just outside Punta Cana, Dominican Republic. It is 84 degrees. I can tell you in the sun it feels a lot warmer than that. Fairly humid and steady 15-mile-an-hour winds, gusting up to 18 or 20 miles an hour. So a little stiffer than a thrower's wind. And here we are on day 3, having reached the elimination round of competition. Malika Anderson's Comunidad Al Oso squad has already earned a berth into the semifinals with a victory earlier today in the quarterfinals, and this matchup ahead of us is a pre-quarterfinal in the mixed division. The TT squad from Canada getting set to pull in white from right to left across your screen. They finished 2-2, the third finisher in Pool B with a -4 goal differential, and they are facing off against Hammers Ultimate Buenos Aires from Argentina. They went 3-1, the second finisher in Pool C with a +5 goal differential. The winner is fortunate enough to face Noise from Madison in the quarterfinal round. So TT starting on defense and Hammers Ultimate starting on offense, and they'll have to work against a zone that looks to be starting with a 3-person cup, Malika.
Yeah, and I really like how they're pushing downwind. They're okay with getting it to this downwind sideline and putting on a really big around mark. Let's see if they can keep it on this side of the field.
Player with the disc in his hand and moving quickly, number 4, Sebastian Oropeza Moretti, better known as Seba, has been quarterbacking quite a bit for this team. The throw up the line goes out of bounds. The greatest attempt. What a phenomenal effort. It's knocked to the turf by a TT defender. Unfortunately, the Hammers Ultimate receiver down in pain on the sideline.
Yeah, that's number 69 down. That would be a tough loss for Hammers because Luis Guillermo Machado has had the most assists for this team. I really hope he's okay.
Game advisor coming over and I believe summoning medical personnel. We do have a medical tent just out of frame here that's very close by and can get that professional treatment and support as needed. It appears as though Machado has been helped to his feet. And of course, an injury substitution for Hammer's Ultimate on the opening point. Hammer's Ultimate over the course of this tournament, we mentioned that they were the second finisher in the mixed Pool C. They started things off with a 15-8 loss to Mischief, and then beat Crash, a Canadian squad, 15-9. A 14-13 win over Academia Ultimate Club from Colombia, and a 15-10 win over Osos, Perez Osos from Costa Rica, as TT turns it over. And a short field here for Hammer's Ultimate as Oropeza Moretti picks up the disc. Throws up line, multiple personnel in the area, and defended by TT. That was Shelby Hewitt,
and that
the
was
closest defender.
That was a great help defense by number 28, Shelby. Really seeing that was going to be a deep throw and going deep before that to help.
TT and its D-line having to work in this challenging crosswind, upwind situation. Here's an outside-in backhand. What a phenomenal effort. That was number 47, Ben Blackford, trying to toe the line. Seba Moretti indicating that Blackford might have been out of bounds. Did he maintain his positioning with 1 foot in bounds? At the moment, there's consultation with the game advisor.
Caught it and landed. I'd like to ask your opinion.
My perspective, he's in.
Does that change your mind?
No, I thought I saw your hand like touching the ground.
Good decision.
Can we go to the
camera?
Can we look at the cameras? Is that an option? They're saying it on the cameras.
The
Oh,
video.
let's go over there.
Oh, they want us to look. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Cool.
So, as the WIFDIF rule set allows, these players are consulting nearby media. And there's the effort from Blackford. It looks like he does have a hand contacting the out-of-bounds position. So, as great as an effort was, as great an effort as it was to keep that one toe, the fact that that one hand was also touching the out-of-bounds line once he grabbed the disc meant that was an incomplete pass out of bounds, and it's going to give possession back to Hammer's Ultimate. The Argentinians quickly move up into the red zone. Darvusala gets it off the line.
Great job moving it off the line onto the upwind side here. Hammers are doing a really good job with the tempo of their offense, moving the disc quickly and attacking the upline. Oh, unfortunate drop there, though.
Moretti trying to connect with Centeno, but no dice on that one, and the transition zone set quickly once again by the Argentinians.
Shelby's playing with a lot of confidence here in the backfield, really comfortable with the disc in her hand. Let's see if they can keep it off this downwind sideline and get it off of that coffin corner.
So when you're coaching with your squad, trying to set up a sequence to move the disc laterally in these challenging conditions, what are some pointers or warm-up drills or things that you like to emphasize?
One of the things you'll often hear me yelling is no bailando. That means no dancing. No dancing in front of the disc and trying to clog this space. I like people clearing and another person filling for that dump space.
So the defense always has to be respecting that movement of the potential receivers.
Exactly.
So now TT is working it closer and closer to the high side where the wind is originating, but incomplete pass there. It looked like Alex Chin sending the intended receiver Hewitt just a touch too far.
And I think we're going to see a lot of execution errors this game just with the wind, but if they can maintain making the right decisions and clean up those execution.
Mayo up the line, got his target, and Hammer's Ultimate strikes first.
You know what? I think that's a win for Vancouver's defense. That's a really long point. There are multiple chances. If they keep putting on the pressure like that in defense, it'll start falling their way.
The receiver on that one, Caínas Salamanca, one of the leading goal scorers and statistical producers for Hammer's Ultimate, coming into this matchup. According to the WIFDIF website, through 4 games, Salamanca had totaled 7 assists, 5 goals, good for 12 total scores, more than any other player on the Hammers Ultimate squad. So now it'll be Hammers Ultimate's turn to play defense and TT's turn to try and work against this aggressive crosswind.
I'm excited to see number 3, Claire Wang, play. She's gotten 4 assists and 8 goals so far in this tournament, and it sounds like she's a great person who they're going to be looking to a lot.
Again, the path for the Canadians here, the 3rd finishers in Pool B. They lost to Dragon Thrust 15-9 at the start of their tournament. Bounced back with a 14-12 win over Saltasima from the Dominican Republic. Dropped a tough one to Charrua from Uruguay and emerged victorious 13-11 over Zen Ultimate Club from Colombia. And very quickly, the Canadians have found themselves on the trap sideline, but a wonderful throw there. Excellent vision there from Sam Mew to knife through the cup.
This zone is a little different from Hammer Zone. We have a 4-2-1, and they're putting a person on the dump.
Exhausting work for those frontline defenders, but can be especially frustrating for the team trying to move the disc. Disc in the hands of Ricky Tran. Playing catch now with Alex Ta. Resets to Mew. This one's hanging. A crowd forming underneath. Better read by Tran, and he's off to the races. Tran on the goal line now. He's got his receiver. That's Claire Wang. You called it, Malika. You expected her to light up the stat sheet, and she's on the board first for the Canadians.
I told you I'm excited to watch her this whole game. I thought TT did a really good job of swinging it to the upwind side. They came down really gritty with that lofty kind of catch. There he is on the screen with that great catch, and continued on that break side. Good read on the disc.
That's a great follow by Tran. Obviously not the intended receiver at the point of release, but that hustle gets rewarded, and fantastic work by Tran and the rest of the TT squad. For all the wind and all the other difficulties that we've been talking about, these offenses have found a way to hold.
Definitely.
And I believe that was a clean hold for TT.
That was.
Relative to the Hammers Ultimate turnover-filled dirty hold.
I really like the start of their zone defense on there with the 4-person cup and putting a person on the dump. If they could just keep it on this downwind side and not let those around breaks go, I think we'll see more success with the Hammers Cup.
Verona Hua on the pull for TT. Again, the winner of this pre-quarterfinal gets the pleasure of facing Noise in the quarterfinal round. Of course, Noise a pool winner, earning a bye into that playoff bracket. Quick movement from Moretti and company, and a travel called. Canadians thinking Moretti perhaps moving a little too quickly, maybe gaining an advantage by rounding a corner. We can't quite hear the full discussion up here in the commentary booth.
I really like the tempo that Hammers is playing with right now.
So here's a question for you. Do you like the frequent high volume passing in these especially windy conditions?
I think I like the frequent passing against the zone defense, because then the zone, the cup can never set. Everyone has to keep looking and readjusting their positioning.
Just like the Argentinians drew it up, disc now with Valentina Sejas, resetting to Centeno.
I really liked her reset throw and an immediate clear to get out of the way. Hammers was starting to get a little bit congested in the backfield, and that clear I think will open things up.
And TT has transitioned to a person-to-person matchup defense now. Defending in the red zone, trapping on that right-handed flick sideline. Seba trying to get some space. Bailout, high stall throw. Wonderful defense by TT at 2 Argentinian receivers in the area. But
like
TT knocking that to the turf, and that's a great point. I think we had a stall call with the disc in the hands of Rafael Enrique Quintero Centeno. And TT will now work against the cup. Here comes a right-handed backhand. It's hanging, and well defended by Oretti. No foul call as Patrick Church acknowledges the great defensive effort.
I think that's great when you have an O-line that can set a zone defense after the turn. That takes a lot of forethought.
Team obviously well prepared with these defensive play calls before the point started. A windy game like this, you got to have every single one of those elements planned for and discussed with the group.
And it saves legs too. The energy to play defense after turning the disc over can take a lot. So being able to kind of stay in a space, play zone defense after a turn, and then be able to play clean offense afterwards will be really beneficial.
Pugliese gets himself out of a high stall situation, and a foul call brings play to a halt. Handshake there between Kevin Ya and Seba Moretti.
I think if I'm TT, I'm expecting maybe, since this has been a long point, they're going to look to huck it.
Here's Maximo Pugliese on that right-handed flick sideline, and here comes the deep shot down the line. Same third, always so challenging, and defended well by TT. Closest defender in the area, Graham Halliday Gunn for the Canadians, and another transition zone here from Hammers.
And this is a tough place to get the disc, on that coffin corner, that downwind corner. So if they can continue to move it upwind onto the other side of the field, that might help with the continuation downfield.
Church faking. Nice swing over there. Disc snagged by Jennifer Lee Cowan. Church swings to the downwind sideline. Here's Ya.
I would love to see the poppers here really look to continue off of hitting the handlers on the sideline.
Looking upfield. Did Halliday Gunn snag that before it hit the grass? No, he did not. Great integrity and recognition. And a short field turnover gives the Argentinians prime field position in the red zone. Pugliese finds Centeno. Big fake from the left-handed thrower. Leads Pugliese to the goal line. A lot of traffic near that front corner. Some poaches, but it doesn't matter. A sneaky little push pass into the arms of Salamanca. And Hammers has a 2-1 lead.
Swag. That swag is great on the sideline, or great in the end zone. It makes it really hard to anticipate what's going to be thrown when anything is a possibility.
Second goal of the game for Salamanca. And Hammers proving capable and willing in these long, grindy, windy points.
And I think what's important here is that defense needs to hold their head high for TT. They just got a bunch of chances, great defensive playing. If eventually, as the game moves on and on, those are going to start falling their way.
I noticed you had one comment about wanting to see a little bit of different movement from TT's poppers after the turn. If you're talking to that D-line offense in a huddle after this point, I know you players only want to digest so much information. What are you emphasizing to that group in that huddle?
I'm going to emphasize the downfield cutters, start pistoning. So when the disc moves to the handler on the upwind side, we need somebody deep coming under to continue on that break sideline, and then the other one going deep to distract the other defender in the zone.
We'll see how much of that they can intuit on their own and perhaps implement as Hammers Ultimate pulls it. And TT will start right near its own brick mark, immediately passing to the downwind spot, but that's a crucial pass there into the hands of Tran.
Shelby doing a great job with those fakes in the cup. Against the zone, a lot of times the marks will move, the cup will move with those fakes.
Hewitt and Chang quarterbacking, and Tran now on the trap sideline. Nice throw off the line there. Chang. Important swing there to Hewitt. Chang once again thought about going through the cup, opted to swing to Tran. Hewitt. Back to Chang.
I really like TT's patience right now, swinging the disc, being okay with it. Hammer's staying in the zone even though we're close to the end zone here, but TT playing with a lot of patience.
Scuber just a little too greedy. That underside of the disc getting exposed to the wind and pushed over the intended receiver's head. And Hammer's Ultimate now has its first chance of the game to break. Nice clap catch down near the grass. That's Daira Coas. And a deep shot going up. Intended receiver, Gustavo Nahuel Mayo. He catches it, but there was a foul call from number 94, Derek Chang.
If this call gets overturned and that's a goal, that's pretty demoralizing for TT's offense here. Hammers has to be pretty happy with that defensive stand right in the end zone, maintaining their cup, and waiting for them to make a bad decision, maybe an over-the-top kind of in this wind is really tough.
My thinking is that when you took the decision, you cut me. That's when I thought I was running for the chase. But I think my line is over there, and you go in the line, but between and not so fast. So you not. No, I'm trying to say that you said you were making the decision, okay? And you cut me along the way. Okay. Yeah. I think we can take a perspective for that.
In my perspective, I believe he had right away to have the disc.
Okay, no call. Okay, thank you so much.
So great discussion there between Mayo and Derek Chang with the consultation with the game advisor, of course not an observer that we might otherwise see in USAU competition. The game advisor offering the perspective that the receiver, Mayo, had a clear path and clear right of way. So the goal stands, and Patrick Chang rescinded his foul call.
Yeah, and Hammers has to be very happy with that display. That defense that was very patient, a cup that was relentless, and then on offense, being able to kind of demoralize another team's O-line by, hucking it deep and having that completion for a goal.
So first break of the game goes to Hammers Ultimate from Buenos Aires, and 3-1, an early lead for the Argentinians. Mayo now with 1 goal and 1 assist in the early going.
I'm excited to see if they throw a zone backhand here. I've also been seeing a lot of teams in this tournament throwing forehand force, a flick force in this wind, hoping that that's just disturbing a lot of the undercuts. And Hammers with the pull.
And TT coming out on offense.
Looks like a zone that's pushing upwind this time.
Trapping on the right-handed flick sideline, despite the fact that the crosswind is pressuring more throwers on the right-handed backhand sideline, as we see a swing sail a little high. We're in Callahan country. Chalk one up on the Callahan scoreboard. Hammers with a 4-1 lead.
That's such great pressure. I wouldn't have guessed a zone pushing to the upwind side would work, but those flicks are really hard upwind, and we saw just what happens. It'll float just in time for the handler defender to come down with it for a Callahan.
That's Danielle Hernandez with the glorious moment that eludes Ultimate players for their entire careers, but he's capturing a Callahan here on a big stage at an international tournament. What a moment for him.
So exciting. You know Hammers is going to use this energy, this motivation right here to kind of carry them along with this momentum. If I'm TT, I want to make sure that my team is staying mentally up and not discouraged. It's an early game. There's a lot of chance for some defensive runs here.
So Hammers looks to be putting a lot of personnel that we saw on earlier O-lines out here on this particular D point with a 3-goal, 2-break advantage in the first half.
Yeah, I think they're going to throw a zone pushing downwind on this one. We see a lot of new faces on TT's offensive line, so wondering how they're going to react to kind of like this new high-pressure situation.
Salamanca with the pull for Hammers Ultimate.
Yeah, another 4-2-1 zone defense to pushing downwind. I think TT has to be really careful about not getting stuck on this trap downwind sideline.
Church looking at his options, had the scuba grip there, but that would have been an awfully tough one to execute into the teeth of the crosswind.
I think big fakes are going to be really important for TT and moving the disc quickly so the zone cup can't get too comfortable.
Mew regroups, motions, signals for a fellow handler to come back. They lose some yardage. Here's Tran. Back to Church.
On this line, I think I really want to see Tran take over and go every other. He seems very comfortable with the disc in his hands.
Nice
and can come down with
there.
some of those floaty ones.
Swing going up. Nice grab there from Alex Ta. Mew back to Church. Ta doing a great job moving laterally and horizontally across the field. Mew finds Church. And it's interesting, the spacing as we see a backfield turnover from TT gives Hammers Ultimate an incredibly short field, and I believe that's Maximo Pugliese getting set to pick up.
Looks like their end zone says a vertical stack in the middle, really letting that front of the stack come back as part of the 3 hot people in the end zone.
Pugliese goes up line. Ta so close to the block, recovers in and out of the hands of Salamanca, and that's a gift to TT.
And it sounds like they're going now into person defense.
And a first throw turnover. Hammers Ultimate will have the disc on the goal line. Pugliese. Beg your pardon. Yes, that is Pugliese. He's got different numbers on his shorts and his jersey, but that is Pugliese, and he's got Mayo. But I believe Tran is calling a foul, saying Mayo initiated contact and pushed off with his shoulder. Did you have any read in real time?
I feel like he was kind of clearly open. I don't think Tran had a play on the disc there. What I would love to see here is like a more confident body language from TT. I feel like Hammers is having this kind of swag, really confident that they're going to score in this end zone. We're seeing a little bit of a hanging heads here. It looks like it's going back.
So, contested foul, I believe, and Hammers maintains possession, and a throw. I think that was an offhand backhand to the front of the stack. That's from Pugliese to Catalina Gutierrez. And Hammers extends its lead. Now 5-1 advantage for the Argentinians.
And props to Hammers, just really walking up to that short field with a lot of confidence, a lot of swagger. In their warm-ups today, they were practicing end zone sets a ton, so I'm not surprised that they feel so confident in that short field. If I'm TT here, we call a timeout, and let's mentally regroup to see if we can change the momentum of this game right now.
So the Argentinians with a 5-1 lead here in the mixed pre-quarterfinal round. The winner advancing to the quarterfinals against Noise. TT needs to dig deep and regroup here. They're in a 5-1 hole against the Hammers Ultimate Buenos Aires club from Argentina. And the winner of this one advances to a quarterfinal against the Americans Noise here at the Pan American Ultimate Championships. Thanks for joining us today. Ian Toner alongside Malika Anderson, coach of Revolver, coach of Comunidad El Oso, who has just earned a berth into the semifinals in the Open Division, and also coach of the upcoming Colombian men's squad at WUC 2024.
I'm so excited for Australia.
That tournament, one of the flagship events on the World Flying Disc Federation's 2024 calendar. Folks will be heading down to Australia in late August, early September to see if they can capture medals and glory for their countries. And you guys are in the midst of the tryout process right now, correct?
Mm-hmm. We have down to about 30 men that will be still in the running for the final roster. I'm really excited because it's mostly against a lot of the guys that I'm used to planning to play against. So to have all of them on one team feels kind of like a cheat code.
Well defended there from Hammers Ultimate. A little too ambitious from Graham Halliday Gunn as the rest of the defense caught up. I believe that was Petra Radmanovic who got her hand on that disc and knocked it to the grass. Seba Moretti picks up after the turn. Huge underneath gainer. That's a nicely set up cut by Catalina Gutierrez. What a phenomenal grab there. That's Daniel Hernandez, the man who caught the Callahan earlier. He's now got 2 goals to his name, unless we have a foul or
sounds like a down
straddling
call.
the line call.
Tu perspectiva? My perspective is in the end zone.
So once again, the game advisors proving resourceful as the players happy to defer to their perspective. And what a phenomenal game that Daniel Hernandez is having here. The Argentinians with a 6-1 advantage in this mixed pre-quarterfinal.
You know, TT had really good flow until that unfortunate turnover, and Hammers was really good about taking advantage with a huge undercut right away and a really gritty catch. Hammers has all the momentum right now. It's on TT to be able to hold their heads high and go out there and have some fun, play loose, maybe get some fresh legs on the O-line here.
So Hernandez with his 2nd goal of this contest. Gutierrez, after scoring the previous goal, now has a goal and an assist. And this is becoming a one-sided affair rather quickly. The Argentinians 5 of 6 on break opportunities. The Canadians 0 for 1. And the Canadians with just a single perfect conversion. Five of 6 on successful D points. Our Hammers ultimate as we move into the 8th point of the half. Again, these are games to 15 here. We're playing with a mostly normal whiff-diff rule set. However, we do have a halftime cap at 50 minutes if the leading team has not reached 8 at that point. And we have a full game cap at 90 minutes. Those differ from the traditional 55 and 100-minute caps in whiff-diff competition. And our cap situation, it's the whiff-diff +1 cap with no hard cap. Teams must score to win the game. The TT squad working well against the Hammers Ultimate Zone on this point.
I really like how the handlers are being more aggressive with the disc, crashing into the cup, kind of really trying to break through the cup, big fakes, moving the disc quickly. You can tell that Hammers has been having a lot of success with their zone, but the cup is getting more and more tired. This is a chance for TT to take advantage, really punch through the cup, get around the cup, make the cup run a lot more, and I like that they're really attacking the high side, the upwind side right now.
Derek Chang working in that pivot spot in the offensive handling core, trying to work that disc around to the high side as we see the contact with Mayo on the mark. He's been doing an awful lot of running in that permanent mark position, and perhaps a tiny bit of embellishment there. What do you think, Malika?
I think so. He must be exhausted. It's so hot and humid today, too.
Yeah, we've seen plenty of players challenged with these humid, hot conditions in Cap Cana. Players need to do a good job taking care of themselves, getting their hydration, getting their salts, getting their electrolytes.
Coaches, too. I've been doing a horrible job, and I'm used to San Francisco and Bogota weather, which is both cold and cloudy. So this is a struggle.
A real change of pace here for you.
I love it when Tran gets involved. I feel like he really pushes the tempo and gets the disc moving a lot more. I would love to see him go every other here.
Well, here he is with the disc. Thought about the step-through backhand, opts for the safer reset, and the swing from Derek Chang intended for Shelby Hewitt, just a tad too casual. Apologies, I misidentified Derek as Patrick earlier in the broadcast, but here's another opportunity for a Hammers Ultimate break. Hammers Ultimate, the Argentinian national champions. They went undefeated at that tournament in October, but unable to convert that break opportunity, and TT working to gain yardage against the zone once again.
And this is a long point, so whichever team can minimize the kind of mental mistakes, really kind of put in that extra effort to get the disc, step out, make the right throw, I think is going to come away with it.
Here's one of the captains, Alex Chin, gets it back to Ricky Tran. Nice swing to Shelby Hewitt. Takes a second to compose herself. Tight window. Oh, that closed faster than she wanted. Great defensive pressure there. Elias Chavez knocking that disc out of bounds.
Great defense. Way to see that was going to be the intended target. Anticipate that tiny window throw. Looks like a smart timeout from Hammers on that coffin corner. Really looking to kind of mentally reset.
Noah Pollock burns a timeout. And we'll take one here on the broadcast too. 6-1. The Buenos Aires squad on top of the Canadians. Noah PAUC with the disc in his hands for Hammer's Ultimate from Buenos Aires. His Argentinian squad with a 6-1 lead on TT here in the pre-quarterfinals. Winner of this matchup facing Noise, who earned a bye into the quarterfinal round. Ian Toner, joined by Malika Anderson, coach of Comunidad El Oso, who has already earned a berth in the semifinals in the open division. Malika, how did you, a coach with a ton of experience in North America with Revolver and other great squads, come to start coaching a Colombian men's team?
Honestly, it was kind of by chance. I got an email just in my inbox one day. Julian Bocanegra was introducing himself as one of the leadership personnel of Comunidad El Oso based in Bogota. And they had said that they'd seen me coaching Revolver, was interested in kind of bringing in fresh eyes to help with the team. And I kind of asked them, you know, did they expect me to move down to Bogota or could I do it remotely? And they said, we'll take you any way we can get you. I'm like, oh, that's an easy expectation to hit here. So I said yes. My first year coaching, we got 5th at Colombian Nationals. My second year coaching, which was last year, we got 2nd at Nationals, so got to play in the stadium for finals. And then this year, so exciting, my first national championship as a coach, walked away with the gold.
And in that championship game, you all exacted some revenge against Udo, who you had lost to the previous year in the finals, correct?
Exactly. Oh, what a sweet, sweet revenge. I have to hand it to Udo. They are very good. So their top 4 players are very good with the disc, have a high chemistry. So it was really exciting to be able to kind of have another opportunity to play them in the finals and show them what we had.
Well, this Comunidad El Oso squad, quite fortunate to have you, and excited to see what you all can achieve the rest of this tournament with semifinals awaiting. But right now, the TT squad is trying to find its way back into this pre-quarterfinal as Shelby Hewitt with a nice visionary throw to the front of the stack. What an excellent look there. Hewitt connecting with their teammates, and after that initial break, the rest was history, and TT finally has its 2nd goal of the game.
I love it when Shelby takes control, you know, throwing to the open side, cutting up line for the open side, getting the disc, attacking the break side with her throws. Just so much confidence. If we can keep seeing this type of play from her, I think TT has a chance to get back into this game.
That was a look at the turnover earlier in the point that preceded the timeout. Another turnover, and then Hewitt off the front of the stack, connecting with Chang, and Derek Chang into the end zone, finding his receiver, Sam Mew, to stop the 5-0 run from the Argentinians.
And this Hammers O-line hasn't gotten the most reps, so I'm excited to see how they kind of pick up after watching their defense kind of run a lot of breaks for them.
Yeah, this Hammer squad, again, 3-1 with a +5 goal differential. Their only loss in pool play coming at the hands of some folks you might know from the Bay Area, Malika. Mischief.
Shout out to all the Bay Area players here at PAUC.
Pugliese getting it up to a teammate, and oh, that shot eyeing Catalina Gutierrez, but Ricky Tran, the defender in the area, getting the disc back for TT. And let's see what this squad can do against the cross or slight diagonal upwind.
And again, Hammers on their O-line using a zone defense off the turn.
Here's Ta. Working with Mew, the goal scorer. Going for a blade over the top. I was pretty sure Ta had eyes on Tran, but instead, that disc connected quite well with Jazz Groden-Gilchrist.
Again, these throws are not going to be perfect in this win, so if you have players that are heads up, can come down with some of the ones that are less than perfect, that's a great thing to move your offense along.
Here's Mew. Lemieux, another one of those confident disc movers. Getting lots of touches and an unfortunate error there from Ricky Tran. Could have caught that one, but dropped the pancake, and Pugliese picks up at midfield. Here's Centeno. Centeno with the inside shot. Durvasula over to Gutierrez.
Good pump fake.
What work there by Ivan Karatsa. Faking to that flick cone, moving the mark and a downfield defender, opening up the window for his receiver, Durvasula, to come back and reel that one in. It is 7-2 with the Argentinians in control.
And with Hammers being able to shoot some of those tiny windows and have kind of gotten to those quick shots off, the defense has to play a lot closer. So those pump fakes will make the defense jump a ton more, and that offense change direction wide open for that easy score.
So Hammers ultimate and TT traded on the first 2 points of the game. The Argentinians then went on a 5-0 run, and these teams have traded since then. We are now at 7-2. Again, halftime comes when the first team reaches 8, unless we get to our 50-minute halftime cap first. And we've got 90-minute rounds here, so a little ways left to go before that happens. Get a look at the Hammers Ultimate Squad getting set to pull, and TT getting set to receive.
And it looks like we have another zone here with new personnel in the cup, and TT having new personnel in the backfield here on their O-line.
Touch there for Veronica Hua and Jennifer Lee Cowan. Patrick Church, nice high release backhand. Hua finds Church again. Lee Cowan. Big contact there. No foul call.
I think
Kevin,
Church,
yeah, happy to move through it.
I'd like to see Church go every other here, really take control of this offensive point.
Church and Ya connects with Hua. Church fakes the swing. He's got a couple options on that deep, soft space, but those are risky looks in these conditions. Church scoobers over the top. Great grab there. That's Graham Halliday gun. Church loves his high release backhand. Not the first time we've seen that at this point. Hua looking to reset. Stall count rising. Bailout hammer into the teeth of the wind. Knocked to the turf by PAUC.
That's a really tough corner to have the disc. I think there, if it was my team, we look to move it off the sideline almost immediately.
Great work by the Hammers Ultimate Zone. Trusting its structure, even on its own goal line, and the gusts intensifying, as you can hear in our field microphones here, as strong as they've ever been. Again, it's predominantly a crosswind working from that sideline at the top of your screen to the sideline just out of view at the bottom of your screen. But steady 15 mile an hour, gusting to 18 or stronger.
Yeah, when I say get it off the downwind sideline, easier said than done. I recognize that.
Great dump defense there by Church. Anticipates and gets to the spot. Knocks that disc to the turf and throws it away quickly. What a tournament we've got here in the Dominican Republic. It's the 2023 Pan American Ultimate Championships. 1,790 players from 84 teams across 6 divisions. That's open, women's, mixed, Masters Open, Masters Women's, and Masters Mixed. We've got players from 13 countries represented. And the Canadians and Argentinians still doing battle here in the mixed pre-quarterfinal. 7-2, Hammers on top.
Getting the crowd going. Middle of the field. Sean McDougal says, give me that. What a play there from the Atlanta Hustle as they go up.
Hammers Ultimate with a chance to break for half. Got a 7-2 lead on TT from Vancouver, Canada. And the Argentinians have been working against a zone all game, much like TT has. Ian Toner with Malika Anderson, coach of Revolver in the United States, Comunidad Al Oso in Colombia. And deep shot going up from Noah Pollock. What a fantastic grab there. That's Stephanie Diane Gregory. And the Argentinians take a commanding 8-2 halftime lead.
Great grab by her, and I love the acknowledgement from Graham. Lots of safe play there. Love to see it.
Pollock has been an especially impactful hooker for this D-line. Not the first one of those we've seen him complete this half. Great job stretching the field, and love the cross-gender connection to the receiver, Gregory.
Absolutely, and it's really demoralizing for an O-line to, get broken that way, where they've been working up the field, lots of passes, one mistake, and the other team can just, pick up the disc and throw it deep and connect quickly for a quick score.
So, including the Callahan, that's 5 breaks for Hammers Ultimate in this half.
And not that Hammers need it, but they have a really kind of mental boost here with Luis Guillermo Machado, who went out earlier from an injury, coming back to cheer his team on.
You can see the excitement and enthusiasm with the Argentinian group as they have control of this one. And Maximo Pugliese getting set to don a headset. We'll either be hearing from him or perhaps Seba Oropeza Moretti, as we see plenty of other players trying to find some shade here at the Los Establos complex in Cap Cana.
I'm really happy we have shade in this tent right now. I'm not sure if I'd make it if I was coaching another game today in this heat.
Yeah, we are quite fortunate up here in this shaded broadcast booth, as the captain from Hammers Ultimate, Seba Oropeza Moretti, gets set to don the headset. Seba, are you able to hear us? Thank you so much for joining us. Your team with an 8-2 lead here at halftime. How is the Hammers Ultimate squad feeling here in this pre-quarterfinal round?
Oh yeah, we're feeling fired up. I think we're all really excited. We just want to, play harder, run faster, have better throws, with more precision and better decisions, and play even better in the second half. That's it.
Danos un poquito cómo ha sido la trayectoria para llegar a este momento y enfrentarse con los chicos de Canadá. ¿Cómo fueron los juegos previos?
Con respecto a los juegos previos, en el pool perdimos contra Mischief, fue nuestro primer partido. Lo teníamos apretado en la primera mitad y luego nos ganó la cabeza en el segundo tiempo y se nos fueron un partido ganable, pensamos, pero no lo pudimos concretar. Y tuvimos varias charlas, como bonding del equipo, y salimos con una mejor cabeza para el segundo partido y para el resto de los partidos, y pudimos concretar un mucho mejor juego. Y esa es la idea, cada vez jugar mejor y seguir para adelante y echarle pichón.
Seba, both teams have been deploying quite a bit of zone defense in this matchup, but Hammers has been particularly effective and efficient after the turnover. Why has that been the case?
We really used to play with a lot of wind in Argentina. Like, we've had crazy winds. You can't even imagine. Like, you just can't even make like a 1 feet throw that the wind just turning back. So we're really used to it. We just love playing against the zone defense. We just love it. It's super fun, and we just enjoy it. So I think that the whole team has this mentality. That's why I think we've been more effective.
I know you've got to get over to the halftime huddle. Just quickly, any update you can share on Luis Guillermo Machado?
On Luis Guillermo Machado? Yeah, I think he will not be able to play this game and probably the next game. Hopefully he'll get better for tomorrow. But I don't know, his thigh is not really well. You know, he's been struggling with it since yesterday. Hopefully he's better for tomorrow's games.
Yeah, well, we wish him well. We wish you well. Go join your halftime huddle. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much.
That's Sebastian Oropeza Moretti. His Hammers Ultimate squad with an 8-2 advantage here at half. The Pan American Ultimate Championships continue. Live from the Dominican Republic on UltiWorld. The wind is still gusting here at Los Establos Polo Grounds in Cap Cana, outside the Dominican Republic, outside Punta Cana in the Dominican Republic. Ian Toner alongside Malika Anderson here as the second half of this mixed pre-quarterfinal between Hammers Ultimate from Argentina and TT from Canada gets set to unfold here. This is Catalina Gutierrez pulling the disc for Hammer's Ultimate. In the first half, Gutierrez had 1 goal and 1 assist. And more of the same here in the start of the second half. Lots of zone in this gusty, incredibly windy conditions here at these fields.
Yeah, I loved Seba's interview in saying that they have a ton of winds, strong winds in Argentina, and they relish in it. You can tell that they're very confident with their throws in the wind. They're very confident with their zone defense, and it really shows in this game.
It kind of reminds me of, if you'll allow me to indulge my own Wayback Machine and go into my personal experience. I played college ultimate at the University of Virginia, and one of our fiercest regional rivals every year was the University of North Carolina, Wilmington, the site of the Easterns tournament, and frequently the site of regionals. That was always a windy tournament, a windy location. They loved playing in the wind, and we had to find a way to adopt that mentality. We wouldn't always get the windiest practices, but we had to find a way to get there. And ultimately, my junior year, we were able to do that and qualify for nationals. But it took a while to get in the headspace of, oh yeah, I love playing in the wind.
I love that backstory there.
TT looks to have found a new level of confidence here at the start of the second half as number 18, William Eong, reels in the first goal of the second half. And some signs of life from this TT offense that received to start the second half.
I love that the TT O-line was very good about not getting down on themselves after Catalina Gutierrez had an amazing block, getting the disc back and really pushing the tempo and getting that score and punching another one.
Nice work by Eong, going to the turf, grass to save possession. And you can see, just as we get one more look at this goal throw, this is a simple 15-yard backhand, but with the crosswind, putting pressure on it, it's not so simple.
No, definitely not. And I think it started with their defense, their clap catch defensive block and getting the disc moving right from the beginning. Hammers had to catch up with their defense and try to make up for lost time here.
Derek Chang with his second assist of this game, and TT with its third goal of the contest as this pull sails out of bounds. Seba Oropeza Moretti fielding the pull, and will bring it into play at his brick mark. Again, the winner of this one facing Noise in the quarterfinal round. The other pool winners earning buys in the mixed division: Union from Canada, Mischief from the Bay Area in the United States, and Dragon Thrust from Minnesota in the United States. Great adjustment there from Salamanca. Radmanovic dishes to Pugliese. She gets it right back. Salamanca. Inside flick, tight window there, finds Oropetti. Easy dishy into the end zone. He's got his receiver. That's Dervasula for his second goal of this game.
And I really like how when Petra Radmanovic kind of comes under, grabs, has a vision of the backfield, dishes it quickly. I think that quick movement really makes it hard for the defense to adjust.
What a throw here from Salamanca. Gutsy look. Phenomenal defensive pressure there from Jazz Groden Gilchrist, but coming up empty on the defensive bid effort. And once that skinny inside window was unlocked, no mark there to reseal the force, and easy continuation to Dervasula.
I love that Fire still making bids on defense. I think we can get one of those big plays on defense going, and we can see potentially a momentum shift here.
2 goals and an assist for Darby Durvasula. And the Argentinians have a 6-goal lead once again. PAUC on the pull for Hammers Ultimate. Lee Cowan playing catch with I
think here we need to see Church get really involved. He's been looking good in the zone offense and way more confident with the disc in his hand.
Were they a little too quick to settle for that trap side reset?
Potentially, yes. Let's see if we can get the disc back in his hands now.
Church has it back now. He and his teammates playing catch here on the trap sideline. That's Ranil Pasqua.
Great swing off the sideline here. Hammers content staying in this zone defense pretty much the whole length of the field.
Scuba over the cup. That one works from Church. Wow. Noah PAUC making up ground and earning blocks.
So many blocks for him. I'm not going to be surprised if we see another huck from him at this point.
Here's Gregory. Hammers working quickly. And there it is, another huck from PAUC. This one's hanging. Patrick Church defends it.
Great catch D by Church.
Upfield pass off the fingertips of the intended receiver, Verona Hua. And Mayo picks up, quarterbacking with PAUC. PAUC gets it back.
Hammers has looked historically really good in their end zone set. Let's see if they can have another clean hold here.
Into the end zone. Clap catch goal for Elias Chavez. And Hammers with a 7-goal advantage.
It must be so hard to guard PAUC after the turn. It just seems like he has endless amounts of energy after getting the block, so confident with the disc, just with like every throw. It must be just so hard to guard him on a turn.
Chavez bringing the energy and the vibes for the Argentinians, and you can see in the body language there, TT just struggling to find some energy and positivity as this game gets even more lopsided.
Yeah, here I think you have to pretend it's 0-0 and just try to win the next game to 3.
So here's a look at the championship bracket in the mixed division. Again, winner of Hammers and TT, looking like it's going to be Hammers, will face off against Noise. Zen and Academia. Winner there faces Union, D-Crash, and Volta. Winner faces Mischief. And McLeod, the team of our great broadcast partner Josue Soto, and Avalon from Mexico, the winner of that one, facing off against Dragon Thrust. Hammers Ultimate on the pull. Once again, another one unleashed by Catalina Gutierrez. Falls out of bounds, so Shelby Hewitt bring it into play at the brick mark. If it made it that far, did it cross the out of bounds line?
I think it did.
Okay.
Shelby looking to take it at the brick here.
And for once, it looks like Gustavo Nahuel Mayo is not setting the mark. He gets a break after
I'm
running
happy
some
for him.
running some shuttles all game long.
I think here Hammers is looking for TT to force to be thrown a forehand throw, which might float a lot in this wind.
Yeah, if you're stepping out to throw that forehand against this, it's going to go right into the teeth of the wind and potentially pop up. But no problem there for Hewitt, and a nice knifing throw there. TT moving quickly now.
Great pump fake to move the defense and then centering the disc, working up to the upwind sideline here. Shelby really taking control, using tons of fakes, moving the disc.
Love that look from Hewitt.
Great.
TT on the goal line now. Nice throw over the traffic. Reeled in there by number 99, Kayla Zhu. And TT finds a way to respond.
I love the swag that Shelby plays with. Just so much confidence, pump fakes. Doesn't matter if the cup is forcing her trapped on the sideline. Coming up with that wide open hammer and that beautiful continue. This is where TT needs to celebrate. They're up 1-0 in this short game to 3 here.
One of the greatest difficulties I found as a player was compartmentalizing and focusing on those minute battles of, hey, we're just playing the next point game to 1, or doesn't matter what the score is, we're just trying to win this next game to 3. I personally always had a hard time dialing in that focus and not keeping the bigger, broader picture and pressure of the game outcome in mind.
Yeah, I think I'm the opposite. Lots of goldfish mentality here. Maybe that speaks to our different levels of intellect, but you know, playing with that short-term memory.
I clearly have a lot more to learn.
But you know, and we gotta positively reinforce those good moments. Celebrate those wins every moment. This is all about growth in a long tournament like this.
Love that expression, goldfish mentality. You think about, you hear about other sports cliches, you know, quarterbacks trying to have a short memory after throwing interceptions, or pitchers after turning in a poor pitching performance, but I'm going to use that from now on, goldfish.
I think I stole that from Ted Lasso. I remember in college we were talking about flushing the memory down, but that kind of just grossed me out a little bit.
Fair enough. Turnover here from Hammers, and TT has a short field. Quick pickup there by Mew, capitalizing and finding Groden Gilchrist. And ladies and gentlemen, that is the first break of the game for TT.
Yeah, and again, in that short game of 3, they're now up 2-0. I love seeing Groden Gilchrist come down with that. He's been working so hard all game, really putting on the pressure in defense. Love to see it rewarded with that score in their first break.
Canadians still have some work to do. Down by 5 in this elimination game. Again, these are games to 15. Cap is at 90. It's the whiff diff +1 cap, so teams must score to win. You can't just kind of hang on and get scored on, but still win. I like that adjustment.
I like it too. I'm excited to see how Hammers respond to this. This is like another moment of growth, whether if they're going to kind of internally, you know, get down on themselves, or take this as an opportunity to, you know, hey, this is a position where we just got scored on twice. Let's see if we can mentally bounce back and put in a clean offensive hold here.
This is Graham Halliday-Gunn on the pull for the Canadians. Unleashes the righty backhand into the crosswind, and Hammers will start short of its own brick mark.
And I think we'll see Seba and Rafael really use each other a lot in this. They don't mind having the disc in their hands on the downwind trap sideline. You can tell they're very comfortable in this wind. Getting kind of stuck on this downwind sideline here.
Seba awfully close to stepping out of bounds there, but looked like he did toe the line sufficiently. Here's Rafael Centeno. Maximo Pugliese resets to Centeno, and the TT Cup tightens up.
Yeah, I really like Pugliese's strategy of kind of crashing the cup, jumping, and trying to step through the cup.
Foul there from the TT defender. Technically, with that foul, he should be at Centeno's back, but starts in the advantageous downfield position. And Centeno gets the disc back. Mark set by Raniel Pasqua. Nacho Radmanovic. Nice throw there from Centeno through the cup.
Yeah, again, Rafael has a lot of those throws, so every pivot, every pump fake, the defense, and right as I say that,
I was going to
throwing
say,
it away.
You know, we're each good for one commentator's curse moment a game, and that was yours.
Got it. Nailed it.
Patrick Church starts the counterattack.
If TT puts us in, that's 3 in a row, and again, we'll see how Hammers respond. Great grab by Church.
Front of the stack to Halliday Gunn. Church working quickly, fights through Seba's defense, and the throw up the line just off the mark. He had a little separation for the intended receiver. I believe that was Carol Wu, but that outside in backhand just getting pushed to the grass by the crosswind.
Yes, getting pushed. And I want to shout out Graham was playing really well. I think he's had a lot of growth throughout this game. Having a tough beginning of the game, but really having those conservative throws, moving the disc quickly. Unfortunate turn there by Church, but Church has been asked to be put in a big role here, so let's see if he can kind of respond on defense. Hammers has a difficult job here right now. Again, the downwind corner, let's see how they respond.
Nice grab there by Durvasula. Well defended, and a spectacular grab there by Seba Moretti. I think for a second, Ranil Pasqua thought he had a block. Did we have a down call from downfield? Did Patrick Church call that down?
Not quite sure here. I really like Ranil's mark here. He's not the tallest, but he's such an active mark, really making it difficult for Seba to get his first, second, third option.
Hammer looking for Centeno, but there's the player you spotlighted just a moment ago. That's Graham Halliday Gunn, knifing through from the deep position, knocking that pass to the turf. However, a conversation back at the point of release. Was there a foul on the throw? And I love that comment. We had a contested stall, excuse me. So the turnover gives TT the disc back in its own half of the field. And I love that comment that you made, Malika. We weren't seeing lunging on the mark from Ranil Pasqua. There was a lot of active feet and lateral movement, so you're not fully getting out of position with your body weight on one leg. You're able to be responsive throughout the entirety of the stall count.
Yeah, and for myself, standing 5'3", I have a special place in my heart for my fellow vertically challenged players and like the grittiness it takes to play a big mark in a zone. So shout out to Ranil.
The heart of a 6'9" player in a vertically challenged body.
I had a swim coach that told me, he's like, Malika, you may be 5'3", but you swim like you're 6'3". I'm like, I'll take it, coach, thanks.
That is the best encouragement you can get, as we still have some more discussion about field position after the contested stall. I believe Moretti was intending to connect with Centeno on that crossfield hammer, but the wind pushing it deeper in, closer to the center of the field than he perhaps wanted.
It sounds like Gutierrez may have called a foul on Graham there on that play. So it looks like it might be going back, a contested foul.
So we had a contested stall first and then a contested foul at the point of reception. We need the game advisors to help us sort out this order of operations here.
You know, if we get to see Ranil on the mark again, I'm happy.
So Seba, I believe, should have the disc. So if it's a contested stall, it would come in at 8. But if there's a contested foul, then that would come in at 6.
Yeah, so I guess that one wins. And we see a hug from Seba here.
Blade down the line, connects with Centeno. Inside to Pugliese. Resets to Centeno. TT's struggling to reposition here as Hammers fast breaks, and Salamanca finds Gutierrez. And just when TT thought it had another golden opportunity, the Hammers rebound, shut the door, and regain a 6-goal advantage.
And I know that one has to sting for TT, but seeing...
That's a spectacular catch there by Moretti.
Great save. But I think you still have to celebrate the great defensive plays in that last point with, you know, Raniel on the mark and Graham with that block. You got to celebrate those little wins in these moments.
So, after that connection between Salamanca and Gutierrez, Salamanca now has 2 goals and an assist, and Gutierrez with 2 goals and an assist to go along with a block. Some really strong performances from those female matching players.
Love to see it.
(11-5) here in this mixed pre-quarterfinal. The quarterfinal round will unfold immediately after this one here at Los Establos. Winner of this game facing off against Noyes from Wisconsin in the United States. And miscommunication there. Shelby Hewitt trying to connect with Derek Chang. Chang just not on the same page. And Gregory has the disc in the red zone for Hammers.
That was a great grab by Stephanie Gregory.
Here's Hernandez. Back to Mayo. Radmanovic goes up line. Radmanovic up line, but great poach block. Wonderful recognition by Aldi Fruto. And TT is sprinting the other direction. It's Mayo versus Chang. Mayo knocks it up in the air. What a fantastic effort. Ben Blackford follows the play, gets rewarded with possession, and then throws the assist. The finish there from Kayla Zhu, and TT has got to be fired up about that one.
So fired up. So many great plays there. I love Aldi's kind of anticipation of that throw going up. The grittiness of always playing until the disc is down, never giving up on the disc. And then, you know, Kayla Zhu just following right behind for that easy score.
Second goal of the half for Kayla Zhu as we get another look at this clash between Mayo and Chang. Blackford securing possession. Thought for a second he might have been calling a timeout there, but guess that was not the case, and he gets rewarded for following the play, as does Kayla Zhu.
TT in a spot right now where they're getting the momentum back, so I feel like there's going to be an inclination to start calling kind of like your top players back on the line to see if we can take advantage. But I think they've been doing really well of getting kind of like more playing time for the other players who haven't been playing as much, because those fresh legs have been really helping on the field. I hope they maintain and keep doing that.
What's your methodology for tracking how many points your players have played, how fresh you think they are as you're trying to make those coaching line calling decisions?
Yeah, I'll call lines with a lot of intention. I use OT analytics to track, playing time. I have a clinical and medical background, so I know everyone's kind of propensity to injury or their injury history and who has legs and who doesn't, as far as like energy on the field. So taking all that into account when you call it a playing time, and understanding like if someone hasn't played in a while, they're going to be fresh and hungry to make a play, especially on defense.
Seba Moretti looking up the line, but Ricky Tran has other ideas.
Love that block from Tran. And I, again, love to see Tran kind of like confidently go every other here.
TT trying to launch the counterattack, but that disc falls to the grass before Stephanie Del Gobo can get there, and Hammers is marching quickly. Moretti up to Centeno. Takes the hammer. Oh my goodness. What an effort there from Moretti. It looked like Jazz Groden-Gilchrist sold out and laid out, thinking that there might be a quick little push pass to the cone. And then when he was on the ground, Moretti took advantage of that positioning.
Yeah, but I love the grit from Groden-Gilchrist of like still getting up and still trying to fight and get that defense, never giving up. Love the grit on him.
So that is the first goal of the game and the half for Sebastian Oropeza Moretti. And the Argentinians have a 6-goal lead once again. TT hustling back to the line as we get a look at turnover there. Mew trying to connect with Del Gobo. Disc hits the grass, and there's the effort from Jazz Groden-Gilchrist. You said it. He's fighting. He's staying gritty up until the last moment.
Yeah, and Rafael, number 24, is not afraid to kind of put up kind of a swirly push pass type of throw. You can tell he likes kind of some of those cheeky throws there.
Church picks up for TT. Resets to Ya. And here's Ranil Pasqua. Church now on the trap sideline. Pasqua. Off the line.
Great swing to the middle, up to the upwind sideline. Good movement, crashing through the cup for TT here. Great pump fakes through the cup.
Verona Hua working with Pasqua, and now Church gets it upfield.
That was a great throw by Ranil through the window of the cup here.
What a visionary find by Patrick Church. He had the defense moving all the way to that right-handed backhand sideline and then went back against the grain, through the flick into that challenging downwind situation, connecting with Stephanie Del Gobo for the score.
And I love it when teams kind of find the momentum on one side of the field, really continue down that momentum until that momentum kind of stops, and then looking to switch it up, change the direction of the field. And what a beautiful throw to the front cone there.
Lots of touch required at that moment of release.
Especially a forehand going slightly downwind. I've seen a lot of throws today of the forehand going downwind, just sailing out of bounds. So it was like it had the perfect amount of curvature, perfect amount of touch. Great throw by Church there.
You've been leaning into that strategically, trying to force and bait teams into throwing that, right?
Definitely. Telling my team on a person defense to shade to no undercuts, letting teams like think they have that open four-side huck going downwind, and oftentimes that wind will kind of take it out of bounds, or they'll throw it too hard and it'll sail out the back. So extra props to Church for that throw.
We'll see if TT can figure any of that out here on this D point. Hammers with a 12-7 lead on TT here in this mixed pre-quarter final. Ian Toner with Malika Anderson. Proud to bring you Ultiworld's live coverage of the 2023 Pan American Ultimate Championships. Winner of this mixed pre-quarter final facing off against Noise. And Hammers Ultimates swing off the line, hits the grass. Hewitt picks up on the turn. And quick turnover there. Centeno with the interception. Lots of physicality there as players rushing to transition and trying to take away crashes or easy resets. The latest bit of contact there between Derek Chang and Rafael Enrique Quintero Centeno. Looking for one receiver through the cup, but Dervasula not on the same page, and TT now at the attacking half of midfield.
Yeah, TT has to really value the disc here, and with a multi-turnover point, people are going to get a little tired and maybe make some mental mistakes, so making sure making the right choice, find those catches.
Daniel Sachs gets the disc off the line, and
what a catch.
Wonderful catch there by Alex Chin, but she throws a turnover right away, and Noah Pollock shoots deep. Radmanovic chasing it out. A little too much power and wind behind that one.
Both teams looking a little tired now.
Now just 2 minutes away from the cap. Again, these are games to 15. The cap goes into effect after 90 minutes. And this is a WIFDIV +1 situation. So the winning team will have to score to win the game. And Shelby Hewitt takes a timeout on her own goal line.
Yeah, recognizing that her team is a little tired here, so kind of regrouping, having a game plan, taking off that mental load a little bit.
Can TT start a heroic comeback? They're down 12-7 as we inch closer to the cap here at PAUC 2023.
We're going to have a big run.
TT trying to dig out of a 5-goal hole here in the mixed pre-quarterfinal round at the 2023 Pan American Ultimate Championships. Just over 20 seconds away from the cap here. This is a game to 15, but looking like we are going to play to 13 or 14 as TT tries to convert a break. They've been working against the crosswind and the Hammers Ultimate Zone all game long. Ian Toner alongside Malika Anderson, coach of Comunidad El Oso, team that's already earned a berth into the semifinals in the open division. As Shelby Hewitt pivots aggressively and falls to the grass. Hewitt takes a second to recollect herself. And Ivan Karatza on the mark.
Yeah, I would love to see more crashing to the cup, kind of like a handler stepping through and throwing through the cup after a crash, and not just horizontal swinging the disc. Here's a big throw. Good find.
At this point, no shame in taking risks like that. Hewitt quarterbacking as best she can, working in the backfield with her captain, Alex Chin. Hewitt with the disc once again. Nice work there by Will Young. Trying to communicate with his fakes and direct traffic, throws a flick up the sideline. It's hanging, and despite the charging efforts of Daniel Sachs, that disc falls to the grass incomplete.
I kind of thought they were going to do the blade again to Sachs. Oh, Sachs's hustle helped out with that mark there.
And Dervasula throws an incompletion, and Hewitt picks up right away. Hammers, you'll notice, setting that zone in a transition manner very quickly.
Great grab by Alex there. really confident. You love having a lefty in the wind like this.
Jin with the throw off the line to Hewitt. Nice throw through the cup. Right back to Chang, and Chang will not be denied. He continues into the end zone for sacks. And there is the second break of the second half for the Canadians.
There's also a soft spot in my heart for those players that maintain spacing, stay on the weak side, not clog the lane, hustle on defense, and then get the score. Sachs was just that. He was that outlet for that blade throw, really hustled down, trying to get that following, that catch. Had a great mark to cause that turnover and was wide open in the end zone, so props to him.
So with that score and us reaching the time cap during that last point, a 12-8 lead for Hammers over the TT Canadian squad. We are now playing a game to 13. So either TT is going to score 5 in a row, or Hammers is going to score at least 1 goal before TT scores 5 in a row, and this game will be over.
Yeah. I would love to see kind of like a fiery huddle speech or something from TT right now, just saying we're still in this. We can start rolling on breaks. Just got to get one at a time here.
Alex Ta on the pull. Wow, that's tough to do. Straight into the crosswind, but still out of bounds.
You hate to see it with Groden Gilchrist just really running hard down there on the pull.
He's been bringing the energy and effort all afternoon long. This is the third round of competition today. I'd like to give a shout out to the World Flying Disc Federation and the local organizing committee doing a great job making this tournament happen. And honestly, it's been a very player-friendly schedule. They've been doing their best to stagger the competition with teams having morning-only games or afternoon-only games. It hasn't been perfect. Everyone hasn't been able to enjoy that every single day of competition, but it's really allowed staff, volunteers, players, coaches to make the most of their time here in the Dominican Republic.
Yeah, the organization has been great. I know we're staying in a lovely resort, and the transportation has been so on time, air-conditioned. Really appreciate the logistics and organization that has gone into this whole event.
Plenty more to look forward to. Of course, this is day 3 of this tournament as Seba Moretti turns it over. I believe there was a hand there from Aldi Fruto knocking that disc to the grass. But of course, here on Thursday, we still have 2 more days of competition. We've got semifinals and other championship bracket action on Friday, and a bunch of championships coming your way on Saturday, live on Ulti World. Alex Ta working against this aggressive 4-person cup. And I'll tell you what, you know who isn't out of gas yet? Gustavo Nahuel Mayo continuing to run shuttles, set that mark, lay out on the mark.
Yeah, he had a layout bid. I mean, this guy's energy. What is his nutrition routine?
Ta up to his teammate Claire Wang.
Breaking through the cup, then dumping, using the full width of the field. Left seed trying to get more involved here.
Sam Mew resets.
I love Sam's pivots and pump fakes. It really kind of opens up the field, makes the cup move, and the confidence with each of their pump fakes. And
there it is.
Attacking upwind through the cup.
Just
love seeing that.
Opening that window for the backhand.
I can't remember if she's kind of been the center handler on one of these zone O points. If she has, it hasn't been that many, but she's doing it with such confidence. Love seeing that.
Mew content to work patiently as Groden Gilchrist hits the deck to save possession. Alex Ta with a cheeky high release backhand.
After securing that catch, I think now later in the game with the wind and just like that mental kind of work that's been put into this game, you have to really actively think about following your catches into your body.
Here's Fruto. Good communication there with Mew.
Hammer's not giving up with this zone, but you can tell that with like the straight up kind of body position of their cup, they are getting tired, not moving their feet as much, hoping just for the number of throws for them to make a mistake.
You saw Mew think about the scuba grip for just a split second there, but then reverted to the traditional backhand.
You got to make them think about it, right? Keep it interesting.
Tran trying to hang out in that soft spot diagonally across the field. Mew goes for it. Tran comes back to save possession. Mew. Back to Fruto. Again, as our score bug indicates, because of the time cap, this is a game to 13. As Alex Ta goes up for the grab, TT has to score 5 straight goals to win this game. If Hammer just scores 1 before TT scores 5 straight, then this game is over.
You love cheering for the underdog here, though. They just get 1, the momentum already starts to shift onto their side here. Breaking through the cup, finding a wide open here.
We need Fruto and company to start donning some rally caps.
Tough place to be, but Mew looks really comfortable with the disc, even on the trap downwind sideline.
What a nice touch throw there from Fruto, just connecting with Wang.
On a shelf for her. Mew again confidently calling for the disc. Another scuba grip.
Great work and movement there by Fruto, dragging elements of the cup around and opening up that reset.
Yeah, and dragging Gustavo and not letting him kind of like sit on the around mark it's a good person to drag with you.
Wow, Pugliese so close to that block, coming up short, and how about that finish? Right from the hands of Carol Wu into the hands of Claire Wang. And TT back within 3.
TT's got to celebrate big for that one. The patience they had throughout that whole point, really using their pump fakes, looking through the cup. Really want to shout out Mew. That whole point, she looks great, confident with the disc, opened up so many options, swinging it to the open side, and going through the cup.
Maximo Pugliese so close to that block in the red zone, but once he was just a little bit out of position, easy for the TT squad to finish. As we look once again at that turnover from Seba Moretti. Nice finish there. No fear from Carol Wu finding Claire Wang.
No fear, I loved it.
So second consecutive break for the Canadians from Vancouver. And that's a 3-0 run for TT. It was 12-6 at one point, and now it's 12-9 in this game to 13. Again, this is a mixed pre-quarterfinal. The winner facing off against Noise in the quarterfinal round. The other quarterfinalists who secured buys in the mixed division here at the Pan American Ultimate Championships: Union, Dragon Thrust, and Mischief.
It's a 3-cup zone here.
Centeno not slowing down for anyone. Finally gets impeded at the trap sideline. Noah Pollock towing the line. You heard it from Seba Moretti at halftime. This team practices and plays in wind all the time in Argentina, and they love working in these adverse conditions. As we saw a collision there, good to see Catalina Gutierrez stand up under her own power. Of course, Gutierrez allowed to stay on the field because there was contact with another player that initiated the stoppage. If it was a non-contact stoppage, then she would have had to take an injury substitution under the World Flying Disc Federation rule set. Gutierrez.
Great grab and attacking the upwind break side.
Dervasula into the end zone, and the captain, Alex Chin, gets her first block of this contest. TT has a chance to go 70 here.
And no matter how this game ends, TT has to be pretty happy with the way they played in the second half, never mentally giving up.
Chang swings off the line. Here's Church. And how about this? Some matchup, person-to-person defense after the turnover. Not a zone from Hammers.
I don't even recognize this defense anymore.
Might be the first instance of this we've seen this game as the swing floats and it's ripped out of the air by Centeno. Rafael Centeno resets the continuation into the end zone. That is the game. Valentina Cejas secures the game winner, and Argentina is through to the quarterfinals.
And what a block by Rafael. I want to know the wingspan of that guy because he just kind of stretched his arm, kept going up, easily got that grab.
We get another look at the block earlier in the point from Alex Chin, and here's that emphatic rip down from Rafael Centeno. Disc now in the hands there of Darby Durvasula, and Valentina Cejas catching the game winner.
Hammers really put on a clinic here in the zone defense. Great showing. It's the first time this tournament I've seen an O-line run zone defense after a turn. But great fight by TT in that second half.
You can hear the excitement from the Hammers Ultimate Club from Buenos Aires. Talking to Seba Moretti before this game. Of course, this squad, the Argentinian national champions, having gone undefeated at that tournament in October, this was the first international tournament that the majority of the roster had been able to compete. Of course, many players able to travel internationally previously, but the real depth of the squad and the rest of the squad able to make the journey and compete internationally with Hammers Ultimate. So a great achievement for the 10 seed earning a spot here in the quarterfinals. Here's a look at your bracket. Again, Hammers will face off against Noise. Union gets the winner of Zen or Academia from Colombia. And Mischief facing off against D-Crash. And Dragon Thrust will battle against the winner of Miclao and Avalon from Mexico. And thank you to our Crack production staff sharing a timely update with us. Avalon emerged victorious 9-7 over Miclao. So Avalon earning the right to face off against Dragon Thrust in the quarterfinals. Of course, you saw Avalon here on the showcase field in the opening round of competition on day one here at the Pan American Ultimate Championships. And in just a moment, we will be joined by Catalina Gutierrez. Catalina Gutierrez has just put the headset on. Catalina, can you hear us okay?
Perfectly good.
Congratulations
Thank you.
on the victory. Can you put into words how you're feeling right now, having earned a quarterfinal berth at the Pan American Ultimate Championships?
Yeah, it's awesome, awesome, awesome. It was difficult to get here from Argentina. We had some logistic complications, but this is what we were coming for, the good ultimate in all the world. No, it was great. It's a nice match. Really, we enjoyed it, and now going for more, hopefully.
Personas que nos siguen en español, contanos un poquito de cuál ha sido la magia que han logrado para llegar a este punto del torneo.
Muchas cosas, un año duro, no solo de entrenos, de tema físico, el calor, la cabeza. Argentina es un país en crecimiento, si bien este año cumplimos los 25 años, no es fácil, se juega mucho fútbol, poco ultimate, y la verdad eso hace que nada, con el amor que le tenemos al deporte, rememos, pero nada, lo logramos económicamente, visas, el equipo, y lo más orgulloso es que logramos atraer varios de nuestros juniors, que no existe el junior en Argentina, así que los chicos de 15, 17, 18 salen a competir con nosotros. Tenemos a las madres acompañándonos y la verdad que eso nos hace muy orgullosos, demasiado, chicos.
Toda la familia aquí.
Sí, se costó, voy a decir la verdad, costó llegar hasta acá y es la primera vez que tuvimos que dejar algunos al equipo completo. Es un montón. Ya traerlos fue ganar.
Catalina, the first half was a very one-sided affair.
Yeah.
You started out trading 1-1, and then you guys went on a 5-0 run, ended up taking half 8-2. What was the secret behind that 5-0 run in the first half?
A lot of physics. Running, and come on, guys, keep on going. No matter that we're 7-1, we have to step on the accelerator and keep on going. We never stop, never. No matter the score, we go, go, go.
I love that energy and determination. So now you guys have the pleasure of facing off against the Americans. Noise.
Yep.
How are you feeling about that competition?
We're good. We're going to be a little bit more tired. One match more for us. They're coming I don't know, from house, relax, and it's going to be tough, but we're going to do it. We're going to put our best into it.
Well, Catalina, thank you so much for your time. Congratulations
on
the victory. And go rest up as much as
Whoa.
you can before quarterfinals.
Half an hour, no more.
That's Catalina Gutierrez, who had a phenomenal performance in Hammers Ultimate's 13-9 win. 2 goals, an assist, and a block with no turnovers as the Argentinians dispatched the Canadians in the pre-quarterfinal round. That's going to do it for Ultiworld's live coverage from the Pan American Ultimate Championships on day 3 here at Los Establos, Cap Cana, the Dominican Republic. Thank you so much for joining us. Ian Toner, alongside Malika Anderson. On behalf of our entire crew, we thank you so much for tuning into our coverage. We'll have much more championship bracket action tomorrow here live from the Dominican Republic. Keep your eyes on the Ultiworld website, YouTube channel, and the World Flying Disc Federation website. All kinds of great information and resources there. The Argentinians with a 13-9 victory, Hammers Ultimate over TT from Vancouver, Canada. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Have a great evening.